Most of you likely recognize a Mosin M44 carbine. This is not a particularly long rifle, and that's on purpose because during World War II it was found by the Soviet Army that, yeah, we spend a lot of time in cities, a lot of time in buildings, and we're getting in our own way with our long rifles because, frankly, the combat distance is usually within 300 meters, and even if we push it out to 800 meters, the carbine can still do just about as well as our longer 9130 rifles. So we'll shorten things up. And while we're at it, we could go ahead and make this other improvement because we have a fixed bayonet on here. Now, the reason for the permanent bayonet is because the unique nature of the Soviet and before that Tsarist system of fixing the bayonet on the rifle and leaving it there for the most part ran into trouble with having to transport troops all the time and also the same city fighting. You might want to remove your bayonet on occasion. But when they did, they had no equipment with which to store their bayonets, so they lost them all the time, and therefore they had to make a lot of replacements. This common loss of bayonets was such a big problem, they went ahead and permanently fixed one onto the carbine that folded away, and then that became the universal rifle for the Soviet troops, short of being able to get a hold of the newer automatics. Now, all you have to do is pull this guy back, flip her forward, and if we look closely on the early M44s, you have to keep on pulling forward in order to close over the muzzle. And you really don't want to accidentally pinch your hand in there. They even have little textured pads for your thumb and forefinger so you can get that done just right. Take note, this is flat right across in front of my fingernail. By the end of the war, this had been improved. See these teeth up here? That's a camming surface. So if we go ahead and pull this back and flip out, once we're this far, we're done. Because as long as we keep rotating, that's gonna push our little cylinder all the way forward. It's gonna push the muzzle ring forward. There's even a notch in the muzzle ring so that it's gonna make good and clear that muzzle and snap on over without any extra effort and very little chance of pinching yourself. That's a big improvement that followed at the end of the war and on into the post-war production.